2 years after Marvel's Spider-Man, Insomniac Games has blessed us with a spin-off sequel with Spider-Man Lost Legacy. With Spider-Man Miles Morales, it's a lot of the same, so it still retains that fast-paced Arkham-style combat with an acrobatic focus, serviceable stealth, and spectacular swinging. It's polished, has production value through the roof, is really fun, and really short. You can finish the main story in like 6-ish hours. Side quests aren't as monotonous, but still aren't great, and there are a couple of glitches they need to iron out, like one where people are turning into random objects like lamps, which kind of pisses me off, not because it's in the game, but because I never got to swing around as a light fixture. If Spider-Man PS4 is a big bowl of paella that's great for the most part but has a couple of ingredients that don't really fit your taste and hurt the overall experience, then Miles Morales is a smaller, more focused serving that cuts out the stupid puzzles and Mary Jane sections. It looks phenomenal in either performance or fidelity mode. Personally, I use performance most of the time for that buttery smooth 60 FPS, but having the option is great. New York during the winter time is a nice backdrop to swing around in, with the weather and time changing after certain missions. Still no day-night cycle though. I have to give props to the developers for making Miles more unique with how he moves. His swinging isn't as acrobatic and as fancy as Peter, and he has this more carefree style that's hard to explain. One small touch I love is how when he's perching, he'll almost lose balance and have to correct himself, showing that inexperience. The core of the game is the same with a couple of elements added to separate itself from the first. Miles can make himself invisible for short spurts, allowing for a sort of get-out-of-jail-free card when he's caught in a stealth section, or cause a bit of chaos in combat. Invisibility is pretty cool, but it isn't a game changer in how you play, like the Venom powers. Venom, no not that one, powers up certain attacks and gives you a short glide when you're swinging around. These energy abilities look cool and are really satisfying to use, especially the punch ability you get first. The basic plot is Peter's Oh yeah, I forgot about this. So the PS4 remaster in this game completely changed Peter's face, and I'm not really digging the whole 14-year-old look. Maybe I'll come around by the next game, but right now, it's gonna be a not for me. Anyway, Peter's gone, and Miles, being the only web slinger in town, needs to protect the city from the underground and this big evil new energy corp. It follows a lot of the same beats from the first game, but because of its short length it kind of rushes towards the end, and while it doesn't hit the emotional highs from before, it still has a lot of heart when it counts, with all of the voice actors bringing their A-game. This is kind of a spoiler for a reveal, but like, the reveal happens really quick, so skip to this point if you don't want to hear it. I'm really glad they got the Finn reveal out of the way pretty much instantly, because if you saw the bridge gameplay and then saw Finn, this longtime friend who just happened to come back after everything starts, it takes like 2 seconds to connect the dots. So thank you Insomniac for not doing the whole "who could this villain possibly be" thing. Okay, remember earlier in the video when I referred to the Underground by their name, and the other group is just Evil Energy Corp instead of the Roxxon Energy Corporation? That's because they kinda blew. In terms of design, they're disabled paramilitary guys with a different coat of paint. In terms of gameplay, they had nothing new. And the guy who runs it is barely in the game, super predictable, and has a boring motivation. He has maybe one good interaction with Miles, and that's about it. Roxxon Energy Corporation aren't good, but the Underground are. Visually, they have this cool techwear look mixed with the neon purple highlights, and gameplay-wise, their weapons synergize really well with the Venom powers. Use the punch for big hands, throw for sword guys, jump or ground and pound for crowd control. Just adding these small things to think about makes combat with the Underground way more fun than with the other guys, and on top of all that, and their cool theme that's playing right now, they listen to Run the Jewels at their hideout, and I think that's neat as fuck. Also neat as fuck, the music in this game. Almost every track you swing and fight to is great. It's a mix of that orchestral theme from last time and the hip-hop elements matching Miles' love of rap. I found most of the tracks from last game to be kinda forgettable, but this time around there's a lot more hits than misses. Even the occasional licensed pieces fit really well when they're used. The last big thing I wanted to touch on is the side missions. Just like last time, they're just kind of fine. You got your collectibles, crates, collectible crates, hideouts, you help a couple of civilians around Harlem, that kind of stuff. The collectibles all tie into the main story, which is nice, but I didn't find the collectibles themselves to be as interesting as the comic book references from the last game. I mean, come on, what could you have done to beat the wheat cakes recipe? I did like the change of pace from the audio matching missions though. If I could make one change for the side missions and or the game as a whole, it'd be to use more villains. I can count the number of villains in this whole game on one hand, with side missions kind of having one. It sucks because Spider-Man has so many great villains, but only one is kinda used in a side mission. I'm not saying you need to use the absolute cream of the crop like Kraven or Mysterio for what is an optional piece of content in a side game, but give us something, come on. What would you rather do? Help some Joe Schmo find a lost car, or fight a Bearman? Because I'd pick Bearman every time. Seriously, I'll gladly take any C-lister. Stiltman, Jackal, Boomerang, Big Wheel, anybody. I can't believe I just asked for Big Wheel. So all in all, Spider-Man Miles Morales is a really fun, if a bit short time, and I'm really looking forward to what Insomniac will do with the true sequel to the first game. I did everything there is to do in this playthrough, and I think I could do a lot more before I get bored, which is a testament to how fun the core of the game is. The loop of swinging, combat, stealth, Still a blast 2 games into the series. I'm crossing my fingers there's some sort of multiplayer with the 2 Spider-Man in the next game, but it sounds like a pain to design around, so... Oh, wait. Going back to the side missions for a second. I love this dude. You have to find a cat while stopping a crime, and this guy catches him first, right? But he sees Spider-Man, no doubt about to ruin his gang's robbery, and instead of thinking, oh shit, he's gonna kick my ass and I'm going to jail, his mind goes to the cat he found 30 seconds ago, how keeping him is now his #1 priority, and how he's ready to throw hands with Spider-Man for this cat. This guy's great. I hope he's in the sequel. So that's the video. Thank you for watching, and if you want to see anything in the future from me, be sure to subscribe here and or follow me on Twitter for updates. As for what that next video will be, probably something Cyberpunk or Demon's Souls related, haven't really figured it out yet, so who knows. Later.